Mark. Thank you so much for joining me in my wee workshop here in County Down in Northern Ireland. It's good to have you again. I think in the last Break Blether I said that since I've been tidying out my storeroom, I'd show you some of the things that I discovered when I was in there. I'd completely forgotten, for example, that I had this really nice old wooden plane. I'm afraid it's kind of past its best. It still works quite well, but the iron is very rusty. Well, maybe I'll try some vinegar on it. I saw Patrick in Patrick's workshop do this thing with vinegar, and maybe I can try that too. That wasn't the only plane that I found out there. I guess there must have been a time in my life when I bought a lot of these things, because here's a lovely old wooden jack plane. It has this really nice saw type handle on it, but unfortunately again, the iron is very rusty. Not sure I really even have enough use for this sort of thing anyway. No, it's really jaff in there. Maybe an expert could clean it up. I'm not sure that I'm expert enough really to do it. Although I think this has seen better days because it has been repaired before. Maybe the most kind of interesting kind of planes that there are these moulding planes. These were intended for the days before routers and spindle moulders were invented. They have a kind of profile down them, and the iron would echo this profile, and you just keep planing away until you got your wood into that profile. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have an iron in it, but it does have some very beautiful printing embossed into the end of it. A few other old tools that I found were these nice little balls, or augers, whatever you would call these little guys. Yeah, I definitely think they could go up somewhere, couldn't they? Remind us how it used to be done in the old days before we had electric motors. But those nice old tools were not the only thing that I found in there that I'd forgotten we had. In the days when the nice lady from the hardware store and I used to be computer people, we found quite a few antiques and a lot of electronic stuff which is, well, has become very quickly obsolete. And they weren't the only oddball things that I found out there. I don't even know what these are. And why I thought I'd need 200 or 300 of them. I'm not even sure what they are. I must have bought these at an auction or something like that. As my dad would say, I must have had cheese that day. And of course a few scraps from a few things as well. Here's a nice piece of stovepipe, which makes a really nice sound. I wonder would this make a real nice garden gong, what do you think? Maybe a project for later on in the year. Have you ever had one of those jobs that just wouldn't go right? Yes, all of them. Some jobs just seem to go according to plan, but this little garden table, it just seemed bent on not cooperating. Perhaps I should have realised when I saw that the firewood that I was making this out of did this. Normally when I'm doing a job I like to make some sketches in my notebook and then a careful cutting list and everything. But sometimes when I find just some scraps and stuff, I just like to start cutting something up and see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, well, it was only scraps, there's no harm done. The secret of that sort of thing is knowing when to stop before the ideas and the problem solving just turn into raw frustration. Making the top was very straightforward, it only took about 30 minutes. But making the legs was kind of frustrating. Of course, that was partly because the wood was twisted, and that's why it was in the firewood pile in the first place. If I had just taken the time to make some notebook drawings and maybe even planned something out and done the measurements in advance, it might have been a lot easier and I wouldn't have spent a lot of time wasted.
Or I could have visited the nice lady at the hardware store and had a good look at this table. Then it seemed these tables were everywhere I went. Here's a plastic one, a couple at IKEA, even at the chemist shop.
On the other hand, trial and error is part of the fun of making things, and to quote an unwritten law, an experiment that goes wrong usually teaches you more than an experiment that goes right.
Here's a good example. The idea for this little cleat thingamy-bob really was just an accident. I'm very pleased with it. I really don't know why, and if it hadn't been for just experimenting, I would never have thought of it.
Well, all in all, this project took too long. But I think I got my money's worth out of it. It didn't cost anything. And we'll be using it for a lot of years, so maybe it was worth it. Oh well, this seems to have been a rather long tea break, so I think we'll call it quits there. Thanks so much for looking in. If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out my other vids, and you could share and subscribe, and we'll have another tea break real soon. And until we do that, God's blessing on you and for us all. World peace.